Ladies and gentlemen, the 2019 Ambassador of Golf recipient, Fred Couples.
Thank you. I got 59 seconds here, so sit down. I did say that doing that with pain was the biggest mistake I ever made, but I didn't know how good this PGA Tour was. But before I start anything, I'm in the clothes that I put on this morning, I think at 7 o'clock. But I want someone to stand up real quick, and his name is Scott McCarron. He's right over here. Now, this is the guy I played with. So he got home, cleaned up. I didn't. So, Scott, you look awfully good right there. So, and I forced Jay to not go home and put on a suit. But I did bring a suit. I just want to introduce a couple people over here. Suzanne from LA, my girlfriend, flew out with me. She goes everywhere with me. She's here looking beautiful. And Lynn Roach, my manager, and Jay Haas's manager for over 30 years. And then the Baranski family from California and Michigan. So, and I met other people here. There's a lot of tour players. I see Tommy Lehman. But, you know, before I start talking about the Ambassador of Golf thing, I want to say one thing. I've been with Bridgestone a long time. When I heard we were coming here last year, it was really a shock, I have to be honest. And this is in no disrespect to any other tournaments that we have on the Champions Tour, but us playing this week is such a humongous deal. And I want to thank Don Padgett and his staff. I want to thank Bridgestone. I want to thank Akron for all their volunteers to come out, because this puts us in a spot, in my opinion, we all have our own opinions, but this is huge for the Champions Tour. So Bridgestone, you know, hopefully we'll keep going. But yes, so it's I played in it. I don't know how many years on the regular tour, and I'll end it with this: that whoever walks down this fairway on the 72nd hole and wins has really put on a show for 4 days to play this course. I'm struggling like mad. So the best player in my family right now in our household is Suzanne, who's become quite the golfer. I'm being pushed out as mediocrity. But I did talk to Vince a little bit, who's been a friend for a long time, and we were laughing. I guess it was just yesterday. It seems like a couple more days ago. But, you know, what is this? And I look around, and all the things that I've done. I've played all over the world, and but you always represent yourself. I've played in China. I've played in Japan. I've played in Sweden. I've played in Germany. I've always played the British Open. And when you go over there, it was so important for me. I don't know why this is, but when I went somewhere, I wanted to play better in China or Japan or in England than I ever did on the PGA Tour. And the reason being is because if I come to Akron and shoot whatever I'm going to shoot here, I leave and I can go down the road to Flint, Michigan and play well, and everyone will say, wow, he's a good player. You go play poorly in Germany, it leaves a lot of German people thinking this guy can't play at all. So that is one thing where, you know, by being an ambassador for the tour, and Tom Lehman has played, and Scott McCarron has gone all over, and Jay, and I'm trying to see if there are any other guys out here. It just meant a lot to me. And then what means a lot is that every time someone in the Nantz family looks and says, hey, Jimmy, you were the ambassador of golf way back in 2018. Every time one of his family sees, my name will be right next to his, which is huge. And I don't know if everyone knows this, but Jim Nantz not only is a great, great friend, but he was my college teammate and college roommate at the University of Houston. So we've come a long way together. And I have so many other friends. To be introduced by Jay is very special. I called us co-captains. I was a captain 3 years and Jay was once, but we had so much fun watching these guys play. But really, and Jay is correct, I never put on headsets. I didn't want to hear from 7 different guys that Ernie Els just chipped in for birdie and they're one up, and that would be from Jay, and it would be from Tiger, and it would be from Jimmy Gabrielson, who always helped us with the President's Cup. So I just do my own deal. I enjoy doing my own deal. I've been very blessed to play golf for a long, long time, and I'll end it with this, that I hope that I will come play. I hope to be with Bridgestone a while. I'm putting the pressure on them, but I'm also putting the pressure on them to keep this baby here past their next 3 years that we have it, because this is very special. This award is humongous for me, but for all the players, all 80 of us, or 79, this is a really a boost to all of us. It's a very hard course. My scoring average is going to go up, but I've enjoyed being here, so I want to thank everybody. First Energy, I know we're raising a lot of money tonight, and we were talking about that a little bit different. It's a little different on our tour, raising money, than the regular tour, but if we're here long enough, all that money will keep accumulating, and we'll do just fine. But again, I'm so honored to have this award with, as Jay mentioned, some people, presidents have earned this, and I'm on that list too, so thank you very much.
Well, Fred, as is tradition, the ambassador of golf is honored with a portrait to commemorate your great play both domestically and overseas, Germany aside. And I was wondering if now you do the honors with me, unveil the portrait. So here we go.
That's Tiger Woods' caddy, everybody.
So now we will have a Q&A portion of the program. So we'll sit down here and have a chat, and you're all invited to listen in for that.
No, this is spectacular.
Well, tell them you're an art aficionado.
Well,
I mean,
Suzanne, I love art. I have, as my manager over here would say, what the hell are you doing now? But it was baseball cards with this clown, Jay Haas, who we used to travel around, or Shelby Mustangs. But I do love art, and this thing, I have a couple of Walter's paintings, and can I tell a quick story on one of them?
It's your night, man.
So this is a great story. So through the PGA Tour, we're all getting paintings for the President's Cup. So I asked Walter if he would do a painting for me, for Greg Norman, who was the captain. He says, sure, it'll be $12,000. I said, no, thank you. I won't be paying $12,000. So I got him down to a really, really good number. And he did the painting, and it was when he was almost winning the Not many people know this story. This is just a beginning, so he and I will have to be cut short. So I get this painting. It's spectacular. Saturday of the President's Cup, a gentleman who, before Jimmy Gabrielson, who's here, Andy Pasner, calls me and says the old, are you sitting down? And I said, why? And he goes, well, Phil Mickelson is in bed and his back's out. And he's trying to get Tom Bors, who was my back doctor, and Phil worked on him a little bit with him. So I said, sure. An hour goes by. He calls back, and he says, because they all know what I've gotten Greg for his gift. And he says, are you still sitting down? And I say out loud, why, is Greg Norman getting divorced? And he says, how do you know? And I say, I don't know, and nor do I care, but I've got this painting that I'm about ready to fly up to San Francisco with. This is 2009, and the painting is still hanging in our house. People love it. People love it. So maybe I'll bring it here next year, and we'll auction that baby off. But yeah, well, the other person in the painting is Chris Everett, who they were married for a short time. So, but 10, it's going on 10 years, and let me tell you, it won't go next to that. That I can promise you. So, we're done. We get a